We have been dealing with trades for the last 3 years, and Crytek just made an announcement. They just made a post, and I got tagged by a bunch of people in it, so I knew it was something serious. A bunch of people tagged me, so I was like, wait, what's going on here? And they just made a post talking about hit validation and trade window improvements. Now, before even reading it, I read it one time earlier, but I remember when the trade update came out, they said, let me pull the original one up. Here's the hit registration update from June of 2021. We already made a whole video about this. If you haven't seen that one, you should definitely go see it to know how trading used to work a long time ago and then how it works right now, currently. And then this update came out, and oh boy, what an update it was. I have said that, in my opinion alert, look out, opinion, I have said that this update, the June 2021 hit registration update, is the single update that has caused the most amount of people to uninstall Hunt Showdown. I just think that's true. I wouldn't be surprised, because it never feels good. Anyway, you should all know about trades already, and if you don't, then you should go watch the trade video. The wording is similar. The hit registration update kind of was, you know, framed in a positive way. Trade window improvements. Okay, but we'll see. That's just the title. We got to see what it actually says, right? Within our community feedback, the hit validation system has been a regular point of discussion. Today, we wanted to offer some insight into our plans to further improve trade windows and the overall shooting experience for our players. To date, we've made several updates to the hit validation system. In essence, when you take a shot, the dedicated game server confirms if the hit is valid. Because the server is in a different location, this process isn't instant. The information must travel to the server, get verified, then return with the result. Yep. That's why the server has to be the one in control. The server has to be king. In the early years of Hunt Showdown, hit registration issues were a common pain point. When we dug deeper, we discovered that most invalidated hits occurred when a player died on the server, causing their shot to be deleted, even if it was already mid-flight. Are they talking mid-flight according to the server or according to the player? To the player's client, right? Because if you shoot on your screen, you haven't technically shot on the server yet, because just like they said up here, this process isn't instant. It takes time. So I think here they're saying on your client. That's what it would seem like, because it says on the server. So does that mean this also means on the server? Because I don't remember that happening to me. The common frustration of the previous hit registration way, where there wasn't an 800 millisecond trade window before this update, I'm saying before this update, I don't remember having this problem. I don't remember having that at all. That might be because I always played on my own servers and I never had high ping. You know, I feel like this is, you shot on your client, but that information didn't get to the server yet. And that was the annoying part, which I get. But if you just play on low ping on your own servers, you're less likely to run into that situation. And just like some people have put out videos saying, oh, I live over in this place and I'm going to play over on these servers. Haha, look at me. I think encouraging playing on other servers is not good, because that makes this situation worse. Don't you think? Intentionally playing on high ping, probably not a good idea. Many community shared videos showed players landing shots without a hit marker, only to die moments later. Yes, so here they're doing the thing. They're not being completely clear. They're talking about the server over here, and then over here they're talking about the client, because yes, you can take a shot, and on your client, on your PC, it shows you taking the shot, but that information hasn't gotten to the server yet to be verified, and you might already be dead according to the server. What I think it should be is the server is king, and they need to very clearly say that, you know, you might shoot on your client, but that doesn't mean you're shooting on the server in that exact moment. You know what I'm saying? They're not explaining why that makes sense. That makes perfect sense, because you shot on your PC. That takes time to get to the server, and that didn't happen on the server yet. But on the server, there's a totally separate situation happening where you're already dead. So you didn't actually shoot on the server yet. I just think they need to explain that, because I don't think people get that. Our next iteration of the system focused on addressing this, and so we adjusted the system to allow roughly 800 milliseconds for a hit to be confirmed. I've seen a lot of people also say, like, where's the 800 millisecond, where's that confirmed, as if it didn't exist. So that's, you know, further confirmation for anybody that didn't think there was an 800 millisecond trade window in the game. Another important point is that so far, melee has worked differently from shooting, and melee attacks generally had no time limit for the validation to happen. So think about those clips. I don't know if I showed this before in a previous video, but I want to show you the worst trade that I have ever seen.
Well done. What? I am very confused right now.
Generally had no time limit for validation to happen. Who had that idea? We could talk about trades, how they currently happen. It's great that they're saying they're going to fix it. That's wonderful. But man, oh man. One of our biggest challenges has been how simple tuning changes often lead to more instances of invalidated shots that were unreasonable outside of PvP, and we've since worked to strike the new right balance. We've reworked and decoupled the affected systems and focused these new settings purely on player death moments, increasing overall performance of transmitting information to the server. Man, our main challenge has been that simple tuning changes often cause more unreasonable, invalidated shots outside of PvP. To address this, we've reworked and separated the systems involved, focusing specifically on player death moments. This improves overall performance by enhancing how information is sent to the server. I don't know if that's a translation thing or what, dude, but they've done that before. It's like, I like that they're trying to be clear, but please. In outlining new rules for the system, we've adjusted the specific time limit for how long a player can still shoot or land a hit after death to 75 milliseconds. This is regardless of local internet speed or server delays. The only thing that matters is how long the player has been dead on the server. See how they're including on the server? I think most people don't realize that there's 3 states to the game at all times. If I'm in the middle of a game, there's what I see, there's what my opponent sees, and there's what the server sees. And the only thing we can agree on is the server is king. Where me and my enemy are both connected to the server, and we have to agree that the server rules. Maybe not the average person. Maybe the average person doesn't understand that things are happening on the server that are different from what I see. So they need to, like up here when I was talking about this before, I think they need to be very clear and not have big word salads. But 75 milliseconds, it sounded like they did some other stuff, but if all they did was change the trade window from 800 milliseconds to 75 milliseconds, that's going to make a gigantic deal. To break this down further, when your enemy dies, the dedicated server will wait for a maximum of 75 milliseconds for additional information about an eventual shot or action to arrive. A certain amount of time is still required because of how information must be exchanged with the server. We cannot make it 0, and through internal testing, we found that the 75 millisecond threshold works well. The same 75 millisecond rule now applies to melee attacks too, so even with a knife or punch, they can only land hits for that short window after dying. Our hope is that this system will make things feel fair and consistent for everyone no matter their connection speed, prioritizing player reaction times more than external factors. This new system will not make trades impossible, especially at longer ranges where bullet travel time is relevant. However, it should drastically reduce their frequency in close quarters. So it definitely sounds like they're responding to specific points that I made. I know David Feffield, the general manager of Hunt Showdown, watched my trade video. Maybe it's just me, but it sort of sounds a little bit like he's direct, or whoever made this. It sort of sounds like, you know, they're addressing specific parts that I brought up, maybe, possibly. But yeah, as I've said, trades, there's always a possibility for trades because it is with a game that has bullet travel time, it is possible for 2 people to click at the same time and both of their bullets are traveling in the air and they both hit each other. That's totally possible. Trades themselves are not impossible. It's just the crazy frequency that they happen at now, right? Sorry for not being able to address this sentiment earlier, but now we're finally able to begin releasing our improved system. We can't wait to receive your feedback when the rollout begins with update 2.2. They made an official Reddit account, Hunt Showdown official. So even if Reddit isn't official, they made an official Hunt Showdown Reddit. I mean, this part, sorry for not being able to address this earlier. Why? Obviously, they're changing it. That's good. I'm glad. Of course, it's just why. It's like, hey, I'm going to punch you in the face for 3 years straight. And then after the 3 years is up, sorry. Why? Please. Give me a good reason why. I imagine they would say like, we felt it worked fine. Now they changed their mind. I don't know. So yeah, whenever update 2.2 is coming around, I guess that's when this new trade system is going to be out. I'm of course very excited to try it. Like I said, it's very good that they're at least addressing this because I know not just myself, but many other people have wanted them to do something about trading. We'll see what happens. So yeah, this is obviously a good thing. I can't wait for update 2.2 to come out so we can try it and see how often trading really happens. Then the next question is what they're going to do about high ping players, people that are intentionally playing with high ping. If you don't follow me on Twitter, I made this post taking one of the devs' own posts and in a section where they talk about high ping players right here, They talk about people with high ping. Another issue we're aware of is the problem that arises from high ping players in game. Some plans are in place and we want to finalize the design of them once the study is done. That might look like making ping a part of the matchmaking process and separating those with high ping from the rest of the player base to make the experience fair for everyone. As mentioned, this is something we're looking into. It is not set in stone just yet. We need to properly test the solutions and we'll let you know once we've decided on a final call. Now, read between the lines the problems that arise from high ping players in game. Separating those with high ping from the rest of the player base to make the experience fair for everyone. What is that saying? That is saying that high ping is not fair. So to me, they are telling us playing with high ping is not fair. Now, like I said before, we have Crytek partners putting out videos saying, look at me, I'm from over here and I'm going to go play on these servers. Haha. When the devs are saying that playing with high ping isn't fair, which is weird. I'll link the official post so you can read this. I'll link that in the description. I think that's maybe the next step on things that they need to handle. And also, I'll just include this too. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you know, that you might not have seen this, but in October, we had 1 million views. Thank you guys very much for enjoying all the videos and all the shorts. Absolutely appreciate it. Ridiculous. A million, dude. Thank you very much. I think that's it for this one. I think I covered everything. Excited to see what that update is going to have in it and how often trading is going to happen. I've been tracking how many trades have been happening in the subathon. So I've been doing a subathon for the last 36 days now, and I've been tracking how many trades there have been in the last 36 days. 165. There have been 165 trades in the last 36 days. So we'll see how much that changes. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.